Hey, how's it going, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Satisfactory. Hope you guys have been enjoying the series so far. If you guys have, you guys want to smash that like button if you haven't done so already. And with that, let's get into the episode. So we've been having some power problems. This has been semi-ongoing for a while now. However, we haven't fully completed the loop. And that loop is oil gets turned into fuel, but the fuel produces a residual byproduct of this stuff. Residual polymer resin. We need to use it or store it. Because we don't have things to consume the plastic and the rubber up top on the level above us, also we did build this in between episodes, so we had to put this stuff somewhere. What we can do is we can take polymer resin, dilute it with some water, and get ourselves some plastic. We can go from 6 down to 2 items. It's not a long-term solution, but it's a solution. So essentially, I believe each one of these containers is about 90 minutes of runtime at full production. So 3, 6, 9, 12, 15. This is 15 hours worth of storage here. Like I said, it's not great, but it's a solution. And then once we get consumption of plastic ongoing, this won't be as big of an issue, but for now, this is what we have to do. So we need to hook up water, but we need to, as you'd see, lift it up. We should just be able to do. We're going to put a Mark II on this. This is connected to power, that's connected to power. The wire's too long. Lies. The wire is never too long. Alright, now we can go like that, and now we'll just connect there. Alright, cool. Are these guys hooked up? I don't think so. Does not appear to be. Okay, so then let's just go ahead and hook them up to these guys. Everything's hooked up. Cool. Right. So now what we need to go do is we need to go turn power on in the most not fun way we can. So anybody who has seen us do this process knows it's not great. So we disconnect from the main grid. We then come over here to our secondary station. We turn on the alternator, and then everything should have fuel, and we get to prime the system. We have to keep doing that a few times until the system stabilizes, because what's happening is we need enough power to generate. Anybody who's seen those massive, I'm sure some electrical engineers, if there are any watching, aren't there those like manual, like not resistors, but like pumping stations where you have to like pump it a few times and like the system will work? Come on. I feel like this is like trying to start a car. It's like doesn't want to turn over. Okay. You have power. Instantly just turned off. Okay. This might become problematic then. Because we need all of these guys should turn on. You don't have fuel. You don't have fuel. Okay, well this is quite problematic then. There's nothing there in the residual. Huh. Okay. Do we just need more of these machines? 75, so what? 150, 300. For 55, 25. So we should have about half the capacity we need. Max consumption's 1,000 though. Come on. No, I don't think we're gonna be able to get it off of this. Oh yeah. So let's jerry-rig something real quick. Then. Because we need these guys to turn on. These three down here at the end. Because this will take oil, which we have stockpiled. And it should be enough to get the system running. Okay. So let's go underneath with this power line. Okay. And then... So then we are going to turn this guy off. This guy should only now have... What? It's still... Is it literally connected to other things? It honestly could still be connected to stuff. There's no shot that these guys are consuming that much. Okay, there is a lot of shot that these guys are consuming that much. No, 4, 700. What else are these guys connected to? What? This is the only thing that these things are connected to. Am I wrong? Ew. We already disconnected this grid. Yeah, that's not connected. Okay, let's... There we go. Okay, it updated. Dish should be able to prime it. Come on. No. Come on. Are we getting any fuel oil made? There's fuel oil in that pipe. Okay. Let's disconnect one of these and see if we can at least get one of them turned on. Okay, so we'll power 2 of them, which should be only a combined of 400, which we should be able to sustain. There we go. Okay, production is stabilized. Those guys are producing. And then, okay, I like to see it. We're getting fuel oil out. These guys should no longer be dry running. Although, actually, we have pumps on that one. Well, it's probably just filling up, huh? It's draining at 20 a minute. Is that because it won't pass through this without power? And that won't fill without power. That is the only downside, is technically this guy does require power. So what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna put this on that grid, because that way this is tied to the alternator down there to jumpstart the system, and then so that should be sending fuel to these guys. okay with it. They are burning fuel, which is good to see. Or they have fuel ready to be burned. Okay. We're gonna wait until the system has a little bit more fuel. So I don't think we're... Okay, we're gonna connect. So it's gonna shut the power grid off for a second, and then we should be ready to turn over the whole system. There we go. Yeah. Because now all three of these should be on, right? Yes. I'm gonna snag all of these because these are not currently on, and I don't want the system to turn back off. Okay, so with that operational, this guy over here. Oh, we didn't reconnect it to the main grid. Oops. I'm like, why? I don't know if we can power the whole grid right now. We are gonna find out. The only problem though is we don't have any excess wattage, and the system is gonna stall if we don't turn this on. Yeah, it's gonna blow a fuse. Not gonna work. Okay. Well, that's not gonna work. So we need this water pump. Because we need this to disappear. But these won't turn on without that stuff turning on. And that won't turn on without that stuff turning on. You see the dilemma? Because it's not great. Okay. Well, we can turn this grid back on for a little bit. Problem is this stuff's gonna fill up my inventory. Because these guys are gonna run. Let's see, how interesting is power? We need about 10% or more stored. Actually, probably 30% stored to make sure that the system can actually prime itself and stabilize. Because what's gonna happen? But honestly, I don't even know if we have enough power even with that. Because the factory, as we saw, consumes max 11,000. Which we don't have. We barely have 3,000 on a good day. So we need basically triple what we currently have. Which, I mean, I suppose we could do, but... Because we could throw in power these things if we get more slugs, and I'm sure there's probably some more over there. Actually, I can see 1, 2, 3, 4. I can see a ton of slugs here, so we can go get slugs. Yeah, I can see. There's so many slugs. Okay, yeah, we can get a bunch of power things, but then the problem then becomes fuel, and we're already maxing this fuel node, more or less. I think we're maxing it. So then we'd have to expand that to get even more fuel, which I mean we have the space for, but then we'd have to go get more oil nodes to be able to do that. So I don't know. What do you guys think? Do we try to bootstrap the system more? Just keep powering these things and keep pumping fuel into the system? I mean, we could maybe triple it, because we could double it to 500. It would be 250%. So it'd be able to get 450 per each one? I think so. Okay, let's see. Do we have enough power stored now so that we can actually prime this thing? 'Cause otherwise, we are not going to have a great day. We have 4%. We are going to see if this is enough to get the system turned on. Please be enough. Okay. It's not great, but it's there. Yeah, let's see. So this guy's working. Okay, so right now it's having to lift. As long as it's below 50, we'll be fine. Okay. And it's moving. Excellent. You don't have water. Why don't you have water? You know what? It's probably just filling up all the pipe if I had to guess, right? Max flow is 80. Plastic is coming out. Although... it seems to be a water issue. Well, they're all green. Well, these three are green. That one's green. Turn green? I'm guessing it's just filling up all the internal buffers. Yeah, so now that should be functioning. So, essentially, how it works, stuff goes in here, stuff goes up here. So if I throw plastic in here, the reason it's dropping is because it's going in and up. So it's basically looping between these two, and eventually it's going to stabilize, and everything's going to fill up. So that's perfectly fine. And then I've already built the output, so if I need the output, I can also connect this up to the trains up top. So that way we can pull from this if need be. And ideally, we can make a reflective version for rubber if we need to as well. And then hopefully have some sort of switch down here, so we can either put everything into one, or 50-50, or turn it off sort of thing. I don't think we're ever going to turn it off, because we do need all of this getting drained. Currently, did I disconnect it? No. Currently we're pulling from these two. Thankfully it is pulling from those, and it's pulling from here. Because ideally what I want is this. This is coming from the refineries, so this is going to technically backlog a little bit. But I want to get rid of our other stuff that we have in these containers. I could just delete it, because we don't need the polymer right now. We really need these guys to not turn off, which is probably going to happen. Probably going to have brownouts, so we're going to have to keep working on that. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed today's episode of Power Maintenance. If you guys learned something and enjoyed the episode, make sure you guys leave a like on today's episode. If you haven't already, consider subscribing, as that helps out the channel. And if you have any other questions, comments, concerns, leave those down below. And with that, I'll see you guys all in the next one. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a good one, and peace out.